Hello there, and welcome aboard another episode of Rule the Waves 2 as Great Britain. The year is 1955, and we are rapidly approaching the end of this series. We are, in fact, due to the advent of the missile era, about to bring things to a close. I think what we're going to do, though, is go out with a bang with one final big battle against the United States. From a roleplay perspective, I'm going to treat this as a military exercise against an ally, but I just completed a test where I tried to do a fleet exercise against allied nations. I allied myself with the United States using modding the game files, and tried to initiate a fleet exercise, and it wouldn't work. It only allowed me to choose ships from my own nation, which is unfortunate, so we're going to have to do things the hard way. So, we're going to active fleet the entire nation here. So we're going to take everything down here. We're going to active fleet. There we go. And I need to start sending ships overseas in the hopes they'll actually get to fight. So we're going to grab... let's see, I want all of the heavy cruisers all the way up through the battleships. And, well, you know what? We'll throw the camper downs in there as well, because they've got missiles. That's relevant. Oops, and I just lost my selection. Alright, well, let's try this one more time. There we go, so we'll grab all of these, and we will, there we go, move those right on over to North American East Coast. And we also need to get some ships, other ships on the East Coast, so we're going to grab the Pandoras through blunderbusses. And you know what? We also need all the carriers, so we'll grab those too. We're going to move all of those right on over to East Coast. And let's see, other stuff that we need. We need destroyers. And I'm just going to grab all of these guys. Any ship that's anything worth talking about, we're going to grab. And we're going to move those guys over as well. Okay, that covers heavy cruisers, light cruisers, destroyers, carriers. All those things are taken care of. Do we have anything under refit? Ooh, yeah, we also got some Endeavors undergoing refit. Well, in that case, since we're going for the big final event, I think, actually, hang on, those are all 1944 variants, and we need 1955 variants. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go through and finish up. I'm going to accelerate these ships by modding the game files, and I'm going to also update the other Ariadne class. So all of these guys are going to get updated as well. That way I don't have to worry about stuff. And at the same time, we are going to kick things into overdrive. I'm going to declare war on the US, purely as a military exercise, of course, and hopefully we're going to be able to kick off the major fleet battle. So those orders are issued, and I figured I would also show you guys what all it takes to actually do these mods. Let's see, actually I'm also short on foreign station requirements, so let's see about fixing that. So we'll take all of these. There we go, that's helped quite a bit. A little more. A little more, almost there. No, not quite. There we go. Okay, foreign station requirements met. All my ships are active. And we're just going to advance a turn. Get my ships in position. Alright, and all my ships are on the East Coast. So we're going to save things right here. And we're going to close on out. And then we get to start modding game files. And I figured you guys might actually want to see what it's like to mess around with the game files for Ruled Waves 2. So I can show you guys how that works. Alright, so first things first. We've already saved, so we're going to close that. And then we can take this over here. So this is the Game 1 save file. As you can see, it contains a lot of stuff. Mostly ship designs, that's most of what this stuff is, so I can open stuff up and take a look what they got. So for example, here is the Ticonderoga. This is a text file that describes all of the parameters of this ship. Stuff like what torpedo defense it has, what sort of AA factors it's got, all sorts of useful stuff. So that's how I was able to fix the various overweight light cruisers that were above the 10,000 ton mark. Alright, other stuff that you'll find in the game folder is an autosave. I almost never mess around with this unless I absolutely have to. We also have the RTW Game 1 BCS file. That BCS file is your overall world file. So that contains stuff like the year, what your fleet size is. Hang on, let's shrink this down so I can actually see most of it. There we go. So it contains stuff like the year, the fleet size, whether there's been a battle, airbase sizes, lots of details in here, flash fires, victory points, what your current tension is, whether you're allied with various nations, research levels, so I can go through and take a look and see what specific technologies I've researched, and associate a specific name with a specific technology number. That's how we originally developed the technology page for Ruled Waves 2. So, very cool stuff. But it also has which ships are currently in service and what their status is. So, for example, this one right here, ship 169, nice, was the, let's see, which one was this? 169, was a Flora class cruiser. It's on foreign station right now, so it's got very poor crew quality. So we're going to have to go through and do something about that, certainly for all of the ships that I expect to get into a fight. And I'm also going to have to pay attention to the American ships, because I don't want them to be at any sort of disadvantage. And I would also like them to have all of their major fleet vessels in Northern Europe, or correction, not in Northern Europe, in North American East Coast. So that's some of the stuff we're going to have to pay attention to. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Other useful stuff to know about is the map data. So this shows specific territories, what their values are, whether they have air, how much each base is worth, whether it's been invaded. Invasion support is how well the invasion is progressing. I don't know a whole lot about that, but I have seen those numbers go up over time as invasions continue along, where you've taken the possession from, various other stuff like that. I generally stay away from this one because that is a very quick way to mess up your save file and render it completely unusable. We also have the SAC file right here, the SAC, and that is your actual battle save. So this one right here is the scenario from the last major fight that we got into. So you can see various useful information here, like what your siding modifiers are, locations, what the environment is, wind direction, wind speed, sea state, date, what your timeout limit is, what your length is, and what time elapsed is. One of the most common uses I have for this file is if I want to end an event, I can go to the time elapsed and just rewrite that to exactly double the length of the event, and that automatically ends the event on the very next turn. So all I have to do is load the save game, advance one turn, and the battle is immediately over, no matter what was going on. Now, I haven't really done that a whole lot in this series, but I have done that in previous games when we were having particular difficulties with save game files and other issues. So we're not going to worry about that this time, though. We also have various logs. So here we have, hang on. I want to open this with Notepad. Let's see what we got in here. Well, guess we don't have a whole lot there. Let's see about the air combat. No, not really showing a whole lot. So I guess these are empty when there's not much going on. I haven't really explored those. Alright, but we need to actually get into the actual modding process of setting up for the event. So, let's see. First things first. Scroll past all the research stuff and get to the ships. So, my ships are already in position. Here we go. We are looking for, here we go, crew quality. So we're going to have to go through and replace all of this stuff. Ooh. Well, that's going to be gross. Let's go through. So we're going to select that, copy, and we're going to edit, and we're going to do the replace. So we're going to replace crew quality equals, and we're going to replace that with 1. And we're just going to go through and replace everything. And then we're just going to count down. And we're going to take care of all of that stuff. A little more. There we go, almost halfway done. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Alright, so that was all of the crew qualities. That should have upgraded everyone to at least crew quality of good. So that should help quite a bit as far as making sure that my ships are functional. Here we go. We can see. We can also check and see the fate of various vessels as well when they're no longer in play. So this one right here, ship 82, was torpedoed by French submarine Q-14. I don't know where they're getting their names for that stuff, but sure, why not? Okay, you can also see other information like fire control radar and search radar class. That's always nice to see. And then comes the next major thing I needed to do. So I needed to check which ships still needed to get finished. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. And let's see. So it was the Ariadne and the Endeavors. So let's pull those up real quick. And we can do a quick search for those. So find. Well, let's start with the Endeavors. Let's see what we can find. Okay, so here we go. Ship number 390 Endeavor. Class name Endeavor R 1955. Okay, so specific stuff that we are looking for. We'll scroll through here and we can see ship cost and progress. And we're just gonna bump that up. Actually, we'll do a quick check of 389. Yeah, so that one's finished. So we can do the same thing here. So we'll just bump that up to 1406. And that one should be done now, no longer in a maintenance condition. Double check. Yeah, looking good. Okay. So that should have finished that one. Which means we can start looking into forward deploying it. I think that's what we're going to do with that one too. Okay, and let's see. So location area name, North American East Coast. So we'll copy that. We'll paste that into the Endeavor's location. Let's see, what else do we have here? Where was it? Nope. That is not showing up. I guess I'll have to move it properly. But we can go through and update the other Endeavor. So it's the Enterprise. Alright, and that one also needed to get finished up. So according to this, build progress 1406. So that should finish that. And then we also needed to check all of the Ariadnes. Okay, so here we have the first Ariadne in the R1955 version. So we're going to copy that class name real quick so we can apply that to all the other Ariadnes. And we're going to finish this one up as well. Let's see. Where were we looking? It was build progress. We'll set that to 1941. Call that good. Okay, and let's find the next Ariadne class. And pop that up to date. And here we have our next Ariadne. There we go, that one's updated. Woo! There we go. One more. Okay, and I think that's... Oh, hang on. Nope, and now we're into the French section. At least I'm pretty sure that's French. And, of course, sunk in battle with British ships. Haha, good times, good times. All right, next major thing we need to do, we're going to do a quick file save on that. And the next big task is going to be making sure all of the American ships are in the correct areas. So we're going to close out of this. We have saved that. And I need to advance one more turn. Okay, and we've got the game open. All we gotta do now is just advance one turn. That should finish up these ships, and then I can order them overseas. So we'll do that. Concern in the Mediterranean insufficient considering the threat from Italy. Interesting. Government is concerned about tensions leading to war. Well, I'm not hugely worried about that right now. Sure, we'll negotiate a peace treaty with the US. Yay, Electro Boot. Yay. Not too terribly worried about that. And I need to get these cruisers posted. And so these guys are going to move, well, I'll just update that in the save file. Okay, so we save that. Now that those are done, and we can X out of here and actually start paying attention to the American stuff. Actually, hang on. So we're going to save that, and I'm actually going to keep the almanac up so that I can check all the American ships that I need to pay attention to. So, USA, ships, and I got a lot of stuff in the Caribbean. Alright, so with that in mind, let's open up these save files and start taking a look. So once again, game 1 save file. That's not what I was looking for. Move that aside. Okay. Alright, so we are looking at American battleships. So let's start off by finding the USA nation. Oh my, there we go, okay. Nation 4, USA. Alright, next thing we are looking for is the... Well, Arizona's in the correct location, so I'm not too terribly worried about that. Next up would be the Ohio. So let's find that. And we want location. To be the North American East Coast. So we want that. Yeah, North American East Coast. So we'll find that. And we can start scrolling down. Actually, you know what? We'll just relocate basically every single American ship to North American East Coast. That way we can have a decent chance of every fight going off well. Hang on. Let's find the beginning again. There we go. And we were looking for... We're going to have to do a find replace here. Once we get past the technology part. And we are looking for, here we go, ship 0 is... Okay, so... So we're going to copy that, and we want to, well, replace. I'm not too worried about the stuff on the East Coast already. So we'll just plunk that in right there. The next one that we were worried about was... Oh, come on, are they all on the East Coast? I know we've gotten into a lot of fights on the East Coast. Here we go. The Caribbean. Okay. Okay, and we're just going to go through and swap them all out. Every single ship that's in the Caribbean is now in the East Coast. There we go. And then the other one would be West Coast, because that's got a lot of their heavy cruisers and other stuff. So let's just try that. I think that'll do the trick. Yep, looks good. We're just going to replace everything. There we go. All ships relocated to North American East Coast. Hopefully they don't get scattered. Let's see, next major thing. Honestly, I think that'll do the job pretty well. All of their ships have been relocated correctly. All of their ships have been raised in experience levels to at least a fair level, so they should stand a chance. And I think that'll be good enough for now. So we're going to save that. And the next big thing is to actually kick off the war. So we'll track that down. Nation 4, USA. Okay. Nation number, etc. Where was... First thing we gotta do is officially withdraw the treaty. And crank up that tension. So we're gonna crank that up to a level of 50. That'll make sure that we are well at war. And I will drop that allied value down to 0. So that should ensure that the war kicks off properly. I think that'll do the trick. So, file, save, and now all we have to do is let the war kick off and see what kind of trouble we can get into. Hopefully a nice big fleet battle. And I don't intend to actually fight any of the small battles until we've had a proper big battle. So we'll call that good, and I'll be back momentarily. Okay, and we are back. Game is up, and it looks like we have properly gotten to war. Not even a formal declaration or anything. Okay, so with that in mind, I don't see a whole lot else we need to do for right now. I think we're just going to advance one turn, and hopefully that'll kick off a nice big fleet battle. Alright, don't care, yay, new fighter, don't care. This doesn't seem quite right. You know what, let's try that again. This time at starting off at a slightly lower tension level, and hopefully they'll do a formal declaration of war. Okay, now we're back, and we are not officially at war yet, but we are above the line, so that should kick things off. Alright, we're gonna recenter that, and let's get this show on the road. There we go. One of our allies in the Balkans is threatened. We're going to back our ally unconditionally, just to make sure that we get that proper declaration of war. Okay. Oh, they have 3-inch autoloaders. That's neat. Fall. Okay. And there we go. War is broken up between Great Britain and USA. Hooray! And that means this fight can actually begin. Just to be safe, since we have our entire fleet there, and the USA also has their entire fleet here, I'm going to challenge them to an invasion battle in Maine, because why not? I'm not particularly worried about stuff, and if we're lucky, that'll actually become the prompt for a fleet battle. Quick check, how many submarines do they have? Not a whole lot, so that's good. I'm not too hugely worried about it. And let's start getting stuff on trade protection. So all of these fellows, trade protection. All of those fellows, trade protection. These guys, all my 900 tonners, trade protection. Okay, we also have more 900 tonners. Those can all go on trade protection. We got the Elmsgarths, those can go on trade protection. Yep, there we go. And we currently have... all my minesweepers are doing okay. Let's actually get a bunch of these minesweepers to North American East Coast, just to make sure we don't have too many issues with that stuff. There we go. Bring those guys over. And then we have destroyers that need to go on trade protection. And that goes all the way up through these. There we go. Trade protection set. In fact, I think I'm going to take the red poles and move them over to North America as well. There we go, North American East Coast. Bring those along. Okay, and now all we can really do is hope that we kick off some of these. Obsolete carriers, that's a bad sign. Okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me too hard. Because obsolete ships are much more vulnerable to damage and flooding. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much of a problem. Alright, so we're going to save right here, just in case we don't get the proper fleet battle, and we're going to advance. Next turn. Alright. Cruiser action, Norway, don't care. Alright. Well, that didn't accomplish anything that I wanted. We'll push right along. Hopefully we get another fleet action next turn. Oh, hang on, tonnage on foreign stations. We gotta fix that. There we go, foreign stations. All good. Next turn. There we go! Fleet battle, invasion battle. That should do the trick. Alrighty, I accept. And our land-based air. Ooh, I totally forgot about our land-based air. Hope that doesn't cause too much of a problem. Okay, so we're just going to say attack enemy ships in general. Sounds good. And let's see what we have. Well, this is quite the decent collection of ships here. Okay, according to the order of battle, we have main battleship divisions, which consists of 3 Juggernauts and 2 Iron Dukes. That is a nice actual battle line there. I am very happy with that. Let's see, looks like we also have a scouting force with the battle cruisers. Good, 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 good. I'm seeing lots of light cruisers and some heavy cruisers out and about. Let's see, we also have some carriers in support. Let's see, what do we got here? Manticore, Triumphant Victorious. I may want to swap those around. I don't like having mixed groups. Let's see, what's the Glorious up to? Oh, yeah, she's all off on a division all by herself. Well, that's not exactly the best. It looks like we also have another group of battleships. Iron Duke, Mars, and Camperdown. I do not like that. I think we're going to swap things around a little bit. Iron Duke is going to get moved down to the main battle line because she is very much a frontline battleship. But I have no problem with Mars and Camperdown hanging out in the back. That is fine by me. So we're going to do a little bit of file modding to get those set. Let's see, we also have coastal forces, but I'm not too worried about those. Carrier force. Let's see, we got Carrier Division 4. And I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not the heaviest carrier force ever. Well, hang on, we also have Carrier Division 10. Okay. Yep, so that is carrier force is 6 carriers. Looking good. And it looks like they are... What on earth is going on here? Battlecruiser division with the Impenetrable and the Humongulous. Oh, that's not so great. Alright, we're going to have to swap those around. That division, I think I'm going to split those up. And Humongulus is going to become part of the battle force. And the Impenetrable is going to join the battle cruiser force. Because I don't think the carriers need a dedicated battle squadron. Certainly not those guys. In fact, I'm almost tempted to take the Mars and Camper down and move them over. I think that'll be good. Yeah, I think we're going to move Glorious into this division, move the Fantastic Beast into its own division over here. I'm actually probably going to join it in to one of the divisions over here. Alright, so we've got some shuffling around we're going to have to do. This part is a bit of a pain in the butt, but totally doable. Alright, so what time of day is it? Looking good. It is just about sunrise. I think I'm also going to change the initial conditions. We're going to slow down. We're going to clear up the weather, and we're going to slow down the wind, and we're going to make this basically perfect conditions for gunnery and air combat. So hopefully we can see a fair bit of both. Alright, so we're going to get started on that. First things first, we're going to save. I'm not going to exit for now, just to make sure I don't forget which stuff needs to get changed. So, let's see, first things first, open the save file. So this is the SAC file, the actual battle event, and let's take a look what we've got. So, precipitation, we're going to drop that down to 0, just to make sure. Sea state, we're going to drop that down to a level 1. Alright, looking good. Looking good. Anything else? No. I think those are good. Okay, next thing. We needed to start shuffling around some of our ships. Okay, so first things first, we're going to deal with the carriers. Alright, so yes, I want division names. So, Carrier Division 19 and 21 are the ones I need to mess with. Don't want that one. It's this one. Alright, so... alright, here's Carrier Division 21. Looking good. So I will not be swapping the positions of any ships. That's a very quick way to get in trouble and end up with one of your ships halfway around the world. So I am not going to play around with that whatsoever. I am just going to change which divisions they are assigned to. Okay, so... Carrier Division 21, that is the Glorious, which is fine. Hang on. I don't want 21, I wanted 19. That's the one I needed to do. Okay, Carrier Division 19. That's the one. And, let's see. I also need some notes so I can stash stuff around. Okay, and this is an old notepad I had. Just clear all that stuff out. And we wanted... Okay, 19 has... Where's my first ship? Ship 0 is Manticore. Okay, well, that makes things nice and easy. Okay, so we will copy that. Plunk that down in my notes. And then we can hop down to Carrier Division 21. Oh, wrong direction. There we go. Down. Here we go. Great Britain, Carrier Division 21. Okay, here we go. Glorious. Well, this one's relatively easy to work with because they're both the lead ship in their division. So it's just a matter of copy, paste, and swapping stuff around. So first things first. Now that I got those, oh, come on. We'll just select all of the Manticore's base stats. And we'll plunk it down right here in place of the Glorious. Okay, and here we go. Carrier Division 21 has the Manticore. Looking good. And then the next thing we needed to do was go back up to Carrier Division 19. There we go. And we need to replace the Manticore with the Glorious. Okay, almost there. There we go. And bam. All right, and that was that's another thing I should probably swap. Setting their divisions correctly. Okay. So we now have the Glorious as Carrier Division 19. That one's all set. Okay. Then we have Triumphant and Victorious. Looking good. Let's go down a little bit more. Oh, hang on. I needed Carrier Division 21. There we go. And we need to say, yep, Lead Division, Carrier Division 19. That's good. And carry the Manticore. Here we go. Where was it? Where was it? Initial division needs to be Carrier Division 21. Okay. So that is that. We're going to clear out that notepad. Save that so we don't lose our swap. And let's see what's next. Okay, so that is swapping the Glorious and Manticore. Next big thing was to move the Carrier Division 21, the Manticore, down to this group up here. Because honestly, I want them a part of the carrier group. Okay, so that's going to be the next big task. Okay, so Carrier Division 19. Alright, so we're going to select all of that. Come on. So I'll copy that, plunk that down into our notes, and a quick review. Lead division, we're going to have to fix that when we change it around. And Division 6. Okay, next up we need the carrier force. Let's try searching up for that. Nope. Try searching down for that. Okay, so here's the carrier force. And that contains all those. That's good. Time to resume, etc. I'll do that. Battle Division 22 is Division 17. Okay, so I think what I need to do is just drag that down here. And then set it appropriately. So here, oh wait, hang on, that's US Bat Div 22. That's not what I'm looking for. So let's try searching from up here. Carrier Force. Nope, that ain't doing it. Nice to know that the Americans have carriers, though. They'd better. Okay, so we'll pull this aside. Okay, let's try doing a search for Carrier Division 4. Let's see what we can find with that. There we go. Oh my. I thought these are pretty well separated, but I guess not. Okay, division name is Great Britain Carrier Division 4. And that is part of the main force carrier force. Okay. Okay, so we've got Carrier Division 4, Carrier Division 8, Carrier Division 10. Actually, you know what? Swapping around these divisions is a very dangerous thing. I think the only big thing that I need to do is move the Humongulus to the lead of the force. Because I very much want her to be in the thick of things. Alright, so let's do that. Okay, so we're going to copy all of this. Okay. So that's ship notes 1 has the Humongulus. So we're going to have to swap that over to ship 0. Okay, Humongulus is now ship 0 in the group. Okay, and we wanted, let's see. Alright, well, this might take a little while, so I think I'm going to call the episode to a close here, and I will just explain all the changes that I have done. Once they are done, I don't think you want to see me tapping away at text files for the next hour or so. So, once I am done rearranging my forces into a proper battle group, we will see what kind of trouble we can get into. Because this is looking like it's going to be a nice big fleet battle. Until next time, this is Kator87 signing off.